Hi, everybody. Good morning or evening. This is Margaret Pinard. You're on my channel. Welcome to Booktube. I'll be doing a triple tag today, but spoiler surprise, there's no books. 3 book tags and not a single book among them. I didn't even intend to do this when I chose them, but these came together and no books. So, in case you're new here, my name is Margaret Pinard. I'm a historical fiction and fantasy writer, and I've got 6 books out in case you want to check them out. I'm here today to participate in book tags with a decidedly author tube bent. So don't run away if you're not an author. It can still be interesting. And I've tagged a bunch of people, which I will reveal as I go through all 3 tags. So here we go. I have one thing to point out to everybody before I jump in, which is that right after this, I will be heading to Anita's AF Stewart's channel. She is hosting a panel on historical fiction and fantasy writing. So obviously right up my alley, and I will be joined by 4 other ladies who are going to be chatting about history and fiction and fantasy, and it's going to be great. So I will drop that in the chat so I'm ready. We can hop into the first book tag. And just say hi, Anita. Hi, Cole Gamer. Hi, Ars. And some of you may be tagged today, so pay attention. All right. So the first one I'll do is the song tag. This is by Books, Songs, and Other Magic, and I was tagged by Rainer at Rainier Books. Number 1 prompt is name a song that always makes you happy. And for me recently, this is Florence and the Machine, especially the song Free and Choreomania. So Choreomania, did I get rid of the window? I might have. I went live a bit early so that I could be sure to be off and ready in time for Anita's panel. But yes, I still have them up. Okay. So Choreomania's first verse is spoken. So I'll speak it for you. And I am freaking out in the middle of the street with the complete conviction of someone who's never had anything actually really bad happen to them. But I am committed now to the feeling. I love her energy. So yeah, that always makes me happy. It's like singing and dancing out anything that is bad energy. So Florence and the Machine. Number 2, name a song that's a great fit for when you're in a pensive mood. I've got 2 for this one. There's White Winter Hymnal by Fleet Foxes, which is sort of a song and a round. And it starts in harmony and it's really pretty. So that's been real nice to ride to. Also, Occam on Prison. I have this saved under my work music playlist as well. It's performed by Leah Lindeman, and it's written by someone I think in the 19th century. Occam on Prison is like a song about being in prison picking oakum. So those big, huge ropes that you see mice chewing away at in Disney movies, that's oakum rope, and it lasts for a really long time. And when they didn't need it anymore, they gave it to people to take apart because it destroyed your hands, and that was considered to be a good punishment for people in the workhouse in the 19th century. So it's a very meditative and also kind of defiant song that I really like. Has a nice rhythm to listen to over and over again, which I do. Prompt number 3, name a song that changed your taste in music. And I didn't have an immediate answer for this one, but then I thought, well, okay. I remember being totally wowed and like stunned, I guess would be the right word, by hearing the Uilleann pipes in Riverdance in high school. And recently I've wanted to maybe study them, but it seems like a very long-term pursuit that I don't really have room for. But I love the way they sound. They seem to call to ancestral memory type things, and it's very organic. So Michael Whalen, who is the one who orchestrated the music for Riverdance, so I'm just sort of lobbing the credit his way, even though there's plenty of artists and performers that I've heard over the years on the pipes that are amazing as well. So changed my taste in music. That may have launched me into the whole like cultural history thing. You never know. It could have changed my whole life instead of just music. Prompt number 4, name a recent song that you've just discovered and loved. So I really loved the song Haven by We Banjo 3. I don't remember where I heard it. I think it might have been a Pandora or Spotify listen, but I started the We Banjo 3 station there, and I have not heard it once. So it's like one song that got popular by them, and the one song that they're not running back from their station. It's very strange. So anyway, I have to go to YouTube to listen to it on repeat. Which is how you do. Hi Felicia, welcome. We're doing book tags today. I'm doing 3 at once. So I will take a couple stops to just do current events, but otherwise we're working on this song. Number 5, name 3 bands or artists that you love. So I already mentioned Florence and the Machine. Awesome. Another recent one I've gotten into this year is Paris Paloma, and that is entirely due to TikTok's influence. She had a lot of buzz for her song Emotional Labor coming out. I heard 1 or 2 of her earlier songs, and I was really drawn in by her style and technique, and I don't know how music works, so it's all like magic to me, but I really liked the themes that she was going over for this song Emotional Labor. So now she's one of my favorites. And then also Maggie Rogers. She might have been a TikTok audio is how I found out about the song Alaska, but it's an anthem. It's just good. I looked up this song on YouTube and saw an interview where she had debuted this song or tried it out on The Voice, one of the shows where Pharrell was the judge, and he was coaching her before performing, and he was like, "Notes." I was like, what? So that seemed like a really cool deal. He pointed out all the different things that she was doing that were totally unique and distinctive and played to her voice, and I was like, oh, this is so cool. So initially loved it and then got it sort of validated by someone else who knows a heck of a lot more about music. Top number 6, name a fiction book with music at the center of the narrative. Now, Raina had a lot of good answers. He sang a lot of his. I am not feeling so energetic today, so I'm not going to be singing today, but you do know I post Author Tubers, host karaoke with Barrett Laurie every month. We switch channels, so I do always sing for that. So if you do want to hear this lovely voice, you don't need to steal it with AI. You just need to head over to one of our channels. The next one is July 22nd on Barrett Laurie's channel. And we'll be singing our hearts out. So do come join. But let's see. Books that revolve around music. You know, when I see the recent popular fiction books that are about people in the music industry, for some reason that just turns me off, like Daisy Jones and the Six. 1, because it's very hype, but 2, like musicians just as icons and celebrities, I don't get it. So, yeah, I don't read books that use the music industry or music as like a key in, I guess. And so I looked over my favorite books. I looked over the books that I still have that to try to find something that like conjures up music thoughts. All I could think of were things that were related to adaptations, and that is not the question. So apparently, when I read words, I engage my imagination visually and emotionally, but not musically. Like I do not hear music. I do not read music. That might be part of it. Because somehow, like reading a page does not engage the part of the brain that like, makes things move. I don't know. I hope that's not a disappointment. Hey, Greg. Big Hard Books thing. Oh, wait. Alan. This is just got off the phone with Greg. And I haven't given you an answer on the the date. Yeah. Steal it with AI. That's what's happening. That's why people are striking, right? Yeah, so Alan would be a good one to do this tag. So yeah, only with adaptations. My brain does not see words and hear music. Sorry. So then the last prompt is just to tag some people. So I'm going to add Alan to this tag pile if he hasn't done it yet. But I also have Barrett on this because he's my co-host for the karaoke, which is fabulous. I have RC on the list for this because he's way into music, even though it's nothing I've ever heard of. So he'll probably have some good answers to these questions. And JD, because he sometimes mixes his music with his author channel. So I'd love to hear, even though it's going to include Eddie Vedder, I'd love to hear JD Strato's input on this tag if he has time. So there we go. That is the first tag. Okay, I'm doing well. I'm only 10 minutes. I was a little nervous, but we'll see if I can make it through before the 1 p.m. And hi, Leah. Welcome. I just finished the first tag. I've got 2 more to go. The first break was going to be my occasion to ask about current news. This up, I have a really good one to contribute, just in case anyone's need to know right now. This will be on for Wednesday, but I have not yet finished it. I'm so close. This is called A Lady's Revenge by E.E. It's historical romance, if you can tell. It has to do with ladies boxing in the Regency, if you couldn't tell. And I've put off reading it for a really long time, even though, like, I know her, I know it's going to be good. I'm surprised at how good it is. I'm very entertained. The connections are really good. So I'm very excited for my current reading, Regency historical romance. So how about you guys? Let me know. Okay, I'll leave that up while I jump into tag number 2 is the 6W's tag by Mason in the Dark. See how there was no books for the first one? Let's see if this continues. Tagged by the book. So, we've got. Ooh, I forgot to answer the first question. There's a big space. Okay. The 6W's is basically like the question words turned into an Tube-ish edition. So, the first question, now I got to think on the spot, is who just gets you? An author, a character, a booktuber, etc. I know. I'm staring at him. I don't think I can turn the computer around. But my cat. We'll stick with that. That's my thinking on this one. Next prompt is what? What about your favorite genre interests you the most and makes it your favorite genre? So, my favorite genre, hopefully I don't have to say it by now, is historical fiction. And I think the thing that most interests me or makes it my favorite genre is that it's like theater, but reading. So, step in, there's a certain air, there's costumes, there's cues that things are not real. There's a world that is built, and you have to sort of cede control over your disbelief. You have to suspend your disbelief for watching something in another time because you don't know if it's true. And it's just magical. So it's like time travel. So theater, time travel. Yeah, that's fun. Where in time and space is your favorite setting? So I would say between 1800 and 1920. There's lots in there to play with. So very limited. In a town or city, so there's enough people interacting and it's not, I don't know, loner tension is fine. It's just not my favorite. So lots of people pressing paths and providing opportunities for conflict and resolution is more my favorite. Or like a country house or a great house in the UK. There's the parties on the weekend that people would come up from London, that sort of thing. Or a magical alternate world. So that is also my jam. A lot of time and space to Hence why I am such an eclectic reader. And also the queen of Booktube. Okay, I'm gonna catch up here. Alan's saying Carlos Castaneda, but I think 2 minutes ago. Not sure what this is an answer to. It's probably the song tag for the current read. Maybe it's the current read, so Carlos Castaneda is a read. And the fantasy novel I want to read, the title escapes me. Just gonna go get it, alright? Emma Bennett is here. Hello, hello. She books the like button. Thank you, Emma. Yeah, see, like 80K. She's amazing. She's down in California, and I haven't met her in person, but I will someday. Okay, so the next W. When a part of the story gets intense, hilarious, or emotional, do you have a strong reaction? If you've got an embarrassing story to go along with that answer, that would be great. Okay. That is enough for you? Okay. So what I'm reading, and there is a intense part, it's really funny. This happened yesterday, or it's very emotional or tense. So yesterday when it was funny, I don't get to that book in this break. I read it out loud to another friend because I was sitting there reading while he was working on the Jeep, and I was laughing out loud. So I said, "Do you want to hear what I was laughing at?" And he said, "Yes." So I read it out loud and tried not to laugh and ruin the telling, but yeah. So I like to share the laughter. When it's really tense or emotional, I will often see my face. Not see. I feel my face making nervous tick gestures, like biting my lip, stretching my brow, or I don't know, just doing weird things to my face. This is why I don't like to go to reading sprints, because you don't know what your face looks like because you're in the story, but that everyone can see, and like, it's weird. So that's my funny story, Mason. I hope that's good enough. The next W is why. Why do you read? And here I have a literary quote that is somewhat tangential but also applicable. I am single because apparently the only good men are fictional. Anyone can name that literary quote? I don't know. That expresses my feelings about what there's so many good things in books, and sometimes you need to mistake. I mean, you also need to read, and blah, 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 blah. Yes, yeah, that quote. And the final prompt is how. Do you bother trying to predict where the plot is going and guess the plot twists? If so, how good are you at doing so? And this is the easy one. The answer is no. No, Mason, I do not. And I also reread the story several years later and don't remember what happened, and they're just as good. The consciousness is not trying to weigh in and tell me what's going to happen. I appreciate that. All right. So this is definitely good for Game of Thrones past few weeks. That's right. We said scripting book today. I bet that was quite the assignment. Ellen says, thank you. Maggie's here to say hello, lovely. Who am I tagging for this one? It's going to be Amanda, the author, for us. Wait, did I do this right? Yes. Okay. So Amanda, the author, Jim's books, reading and stuff, because I think he would like this tag, and Coffee Over Apples, because she just came back to Booktube. Welcome her back with the tag. All right. Our next break before the final. More about it. But another friend's book. Alice Henderson wrote A Blizzard of Polar Bears, which is a sequel. She wrote First The Solitude of Wolverine. And it is about a wildlife researcher who travels to remote locations and finds crime and fights crime. It's pretty dang thrillery. Oh my god. There was so much stuff in this book. I really, really enjoyed it. It was super fast. I tore through it. So I can't wait to tell you more about it on Wednesday at the Wednesday wrap up of this week's books. And let me tell you, there's more than one this time. Last week I only had one. This time, not only do I have a Regency in line, I also have, I think, 4 books, maybe 5 with audio ready to go. So it's going to be a long one. And that is at 1 p.m. Pacific on Wednesday. So that's my latest review. What about your recommendations? Drop comments. That one from the last QOTD from Maggie. I'm currently reading the time travel fiction Myriad by Josh. The interesting twist is that time travel is limited to the traveler's lifetime, and she solved the brother's murder in a school shooting when they were kids and discovers it had a lifetime corporation. Are they the ones that control time travel? Sounds very interesting. So I will save up your QOTD 2 questions for the final break we have. We're going to launch into the last book tag of today, which is the AuthorTube Oldies tag, which is by Heather Mattern, and I'm a bet is here. So let's see if I have, again, no books in the last tag. So let's see if we can keep it up. Number 1, when or how did you find out about AuthorTube? So more AuthorTube. So I got onto having my own channel in August, and I was very cool on Booktube. So I hadn't done too much research beforehand. I gotta try something new. This isn't working. And so I did the Booktube thing. So I did tags, I did wrap ups, I did 1 or 2 hauls, and TBRs. So I did the reading books thing. And then we had Yellow Book Flood at Christmas, and so that put me more into space. I hosted one of those interviews. And I think that is when I first did a video. It was when I checked back this morning. That was the first time I did AuthorTube goals or resolutions or something for 2021. So it was like a good 6 months in. And how or when? I guess because what I was putting out, YouTube started suggesting things and I know at the very beginning I was following the same big names everyone does. She had a really fascinating look at her campaign for the Aladdin recall she did, and I got that one, and it was really neat to see how she did the signing and the stuff that a traditional author does, but with YouTube. She did such a great job with that. So I really liked that. Sambury and Pocket. And I'm looking back at my early comments, my earliest comments for the author videos, and JD Stratos there. So, you know, he's been here a long time, and we've been friends for a long time. So it's kind of crazy to think about that. But yeah, so that's who and how I was first hooked onto AuthorTube. Prompt number 2, do you consider yourself an author-tuber? So my answer to this is fringe. I don't know if that's like trying to be too cool, which means I can't be cool, but like I feel like people who do the standard author videos are more author-tubers. And I like come in and do a couple and then go out and do stuff. And then come in and ask authors to be on my channel and talk about stuff and then like leave that arena for weeks. So I would say I'm on the fringe. I'm definitely an author, definitely on YouTube. But I don't like performing or like following steps, which is why I've grown so slowly. But hey, I'm gonna do it my way. I'm gonna do it my way. The song. Yeah. So that's me. That's how I'm doing it. Well, number 3, do you know any successful author tubers or indie authors in real life? I know plenty of successful indie authors in real life. I don't really think, I'm trying to think of that, but I know I've met Jen Wright's Romance and maybe like a long time ago. I went to her. Not yet. I met like 4 booktubers. I think only one has been an author tuber. So very good. I would love to, and you know, there are stirrings of it for annual meetings, but oh, so I'm just going in and out. It might be my voice. I'm kind of tired this morning, which is why I wasn't singing the song. I apologize if this is hard to hear for you on the replay or live now. I will try to speak up and enunciate so it's easier to guess the words in between. Almost finished with Two Wolves, Sword, and Citadel. I really like it. Haven't read them. Sounds good. I also said I'd like to read the Atlas 6. That is a very popular book. I think I get the same vibe from people who love the Atlas 6 as those who have read the Fourth Wing. So I feel like I feel like okay, I'll try to enunciate for clarity. Number 4, who are the author peeps you like watching? And it says author to Booktube, but if I was to list all the Booktube peeps, then Booktube is author centric, right? So, people who I have been watching for a long time, it was kind of freaky to see the comments went back 2 years for Katya Wynot, who is amazing with her analysis of Booktube trends at the moment. She was gone for a while when she was sick for a few months, and with her dog being like a prima donna, he is, Katya, you have to admit. But she's back and she's got all these great sort of analytical videos, which I love. She put a lot of effort into them. Self-righteousness, that is Martha Jones, and her videos are so entertaining. She's the only one that has this style, so I can't compare it to anything. She reads multimedia. She does her own music sometimes. She has a very dry wit. She likes using Shakespeare. She's been on this channel several times to do ad libs, and it was very entertaining. So yeah, her vlogs are golden. Like, she just did some from the Ren Fair, and that's all you need to do to reach my heart. So yeah, I really love watching Russell's vlogs from the Ren Fair and talking about new Holly Rhiannon. So speaking of new, what just came in the mail this morning? This book. So this is the anthology, this Stygian collection, and it's finally in my hot little hands. I get to look at it, and there's gonna be, oh my god, there's gonna be 3 pages. I'm very excited to read everyone else's entries and reread mine. Anyway, very excited. Holly Rhiannon and Faye Theo are the pair that have started Stygian Society, which is New Small Press, their first offering, AuthorTube anthology. So it is all very exciting. and just starting to like get into Holly's content. She is gothic. She is based in Montreal. She's very into bringing authors together. So I'm enjoying watching her content. The way she did our launch video was very, very sweet. So I like that a lot. I also love the Courtney Project, the live streams. She's so inclusive and funny and like motivating. And Joe Wrights. So Joe Wrights has been doing some very topical, time sensitive content. She's been doing lots of shorts. She's from Australia and was on the ABC. So she's got a lot of like ideas buzzing to just tackle and to see what comes out. So it's very exciting. So this is my latest faves, I suppose. Definitely go check those channels out. And the final top is some 5 tips for others who want to dive in and start a YouTube channel. And I thought about this, and I have 3 things. One is to start slow, like don't try to do a whole bunch in a short period of time. Try for like 1 or 2 a month. Because what you want to do is start with good habits. So find sensitive is optimized as you go. Like have a checklist and keep adding to it if you need to. For some people, that includes closed captioning from the get-go. For some people, that includes end screens. For some people, that includes tagging people in the description. For some people, that includes like researching your hashtags and putting those in a certain place or making your description match your title. There's lots of guidance on YouTube, so you just need to figure out what do you want to try first, see if it works, optimize it, throw it out, or add on to it in your routine so that you get better. And the third tip is keep track of your favorites. What are you doing for your favors? No, I mean, when you ask people to do things for you, remember that you owe them. And when people ask you, remember to ask them back. Because in all of this parasocial relationship building, it's helpful to write it down. If you don't have, the Google brain, which I do not. So my planner, like one of the things I do with tags is write down who tagged me and make sure to credit them and tag people who have tagged me in other things and make sure that I'm, backlinking them and making them feel like part of the community and included. So that's for book tags. The other thing I will do is book recommendations, since that's what Booktube and the Book Talk run on, is my story block, which keeps track of all of my books read and wishes to read. I will put the name of the person who recommended it. So if I end up making this a 5-star book and loving it, I go back to that person and say, hey, that was a really great recommendation. I know I can trust you with this XYZ thing. And that's like priceless, right? Like to know you're that trustworthy book recommender. So keep track of your favorites. That's what it's about. And for this tag, I am tagging Chelsea at Written in Melanin. I think she has some great answers. Desiree at Coffee with Writing, and a newer to me author, Carrie Kennedy author, who I've just subscribed to but haven't seen a lot of their content. But I think they could highlight Emma because this tag. So I look forward to all your answers. Okay, so latest good read. Let me go back and Alan's heading out to pizza for lunch. Last night, 2 days ago, I will have pizza again today. For the tag, awesome. Bon appetito. Oh, Ellen received his author copies yesterday too. Yay! Holly's putting us all up for Pushcart Awards in October. What? That's exciting. Wow. See? One of my historical fiction author friends has has a book that came out in 2021. She was promoting it for like a year and a half. She had a very long lead time for both promotion. She had a very liberal policy for review copies and a very long pre-order. And she has gotten so many awards for this book, Out Front the Following Scene. It's a really good book. It's really well researched. It's a part of American history that is very overlooked, like 16th century. I always get it wrong. It's too far back for me. And, you know, a very micro landscape that not many people know about Connecticut and like North Carolina. So the book is really, really good. It's action, it's adventure, it's devilment, it's witch accusations. Yeah, but she's got all these awards for this book. She's got another one like 3 years later, and I'm kind of like, do you nominate yourself for all these awards, or do you have other people nominate? How does the juice work, Leah? She said mostly other people, but I have done some myself. So I tried myself at some point, and it was a lot of work, and you didn't get anything out of it except a hole in my wallet. So, yeah, that would be a great talk for her to give. But yeah, that is great news. I don't know what you're laughing about, Maggie. Is it the hole in the wallet comment? So that is the 3 tags, and I made it through all 3 with no books. I only presented the book. That's great. That's great. That's pretty realistic. I don't know if Aggie want to try to do that as well, but up to you. I hope you enjoy, and just to remind everybody, final reminder, it's going to go live in about half an hour. That is our channel over on Anita's channel. So I have it on my community channel, I have it on my Twitter, I have it on my Instagram stories, and I have it on my Facebook group and page, because this is going to be a really awesome channel, guys. Christie Stratos, historical fantasy and horror. Anita is historical fantasy, horror, and poetry. And there's one more. Courtney Millecam, who I don't know, is going to be on. Leah Lindeman, who is and Olivia Atwater, who is written Atlas World, which is a hugely successful book. It's a fantasy realm. So I thought about it before this book. But she's still high up on the list. To hear more about her writing process, because people love that book. So very excited. Oh, we'll catch that on the replay. We're going to a barbecue. Sounds good. Enjoy. Keep away those bugs. And yeah, happy Sunday. Happy rest of the weekend. All right, so I made mine in good time. I've got a couple minutes before I'm going to hop over to Anita's channel. Thank you all so much for watching. My next appearance here will be Wednesday for the wrap-up, where I think I will have 5 books. So very exciting. And over on Anita's channel, so go follow us there. I think I've found what people that ask about an Easter egg. Okay. Thank you guys. Happy reading. Take care of yourselves. See you